So, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing alright.
Wacky.
Yeah.
Just giving it a second to get going.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh god.
Just giving it a bit because, obviously, because Twitch, there's an ad, so who knows when people actually will start being able to watch.
Who knows? Oh god. I've mentioned it before, but like, I doubt that it's solely a DBA thing, obviously, but the D key on my keyboard, right?
Yeah.
It's the only one where the letter is completely gone. I've pressed it I've used it so often that the letter is just worn off.
D.
Welcome, guys, to Instruction Bench Agreement.
Yeah.
Our new tabletop RPG.
Welcome, guys, to Astroja.
All right, let's get started properly. So, hello everyone, and welcome to another iteration of one of our spin-off series of Destruction Bench Agreement, our weekly tabletop RPG running the anime campaign, our Epithet System. This follows one of that campaign's characters within the world as part of the Bloodstone Island Reformation program. Cyprus, Florence. They are the what's the exact word? The
Are you talking about the group that they're a part
no,
of?
no, the something spellbinder.
The Supreme Spatial Spellbinder.
That one, yes.
The title, yeah.
They are the Supreme Spatial Spellbinder and a member of the Pentagon of Power of Bloodstone. And they have offered their services, for their power allows them to create spaces, as they're called, which are basically overlaid on top of reality, containing various worlds of Cyprus's design, or at least that they have some influence over. And they've offered their services to DBA after taking the reins of a DBA session / episode themselves to offer to help train people up or do whatever, just to occupy themselves and help people out. They just felt like doing it. And so we have various DBA people that are taking them up on that offer. Today, we got, first off, the person running it themselves. Kakapo!
Hi, everybody. This is another funny thing. This one shouldn't be as long as the others, but hopefully it should still be a good time. First, one person thing, this is the type of session I was really excited to run with this mini series, and I'm excited we're finally doing it. So yeah.
And then we have the person that is the one person. We got Ballast.
Hi, I am a singular person. No collectives here. No siree.
Whoa, I believe him.
Good. Alright, fuck. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, I'm playing Donovan. And, he has 3 swords. And, 2 of them are legendary blades, so that means that he can have unlimited theoretical growth with them, but he has to grow with them to do that, so he wants to be put into a situation where he can more aptly be in line with one of the capabilities of one of those 2 swords. So yeah, I mean that's what he's here for today, anyways.
Yeah. So, those are our main people involved here today. You may be wondering, who's this person talking? Well, hello, I'm Slayer Patronics, whichever you prefer. I'm here watching, and I usually do the intros, so they ask me to. If you're new around here, you're enjoying yourself, and you want to know when, where, how, why, you can catch up with more of the things we're doing here on this Twitch channel, you should join our funky Discord server. There's the funny. Click the funny link. Go there. Get notified whenever go there to get notified whenever we're doing things or planning on doing things. Keep up with stuff. Post your memes and fan art. You know how it is. It's funny community Discord. Go ahead and join it. Speaking of, I'm gonna, speaking of not actually having any like relevance this time, I'm gonna leave the rest of the things to the people that are like actually involved here today. So take it away.
All right. Let's do this. Well,
Alright.
to start us off, Ballast, is there anything you'd like to describe about what's been going on with Donovan recently, especially since, recently, some recent events might have regarded him and all of that. But if not, we could just say he came here. Well, it's whatever you're feeling.
Well, he's probably hot off of a talk with Ifuku, but who knows when me and Sully will actually do that, either as a short story or just out of in character, out of session stuff. But other than that, other than being like, alright, so there's more bastards, and they also have legendary blades, which means I need to get better with my own legendary blade, because god fucking damn it, I'm always behind, I'm so fucking weak. Other than that, like, it's just another day for Donovan Bushido,
Another day for Donovan Bushido? Alright.
I'm probably gonna go grocery shopping after this,
Hella, yeah. Well, then I imagine, Donovan steps forward to meet Cyprus in this strange, ethereal golden field. And yeah, yeah.
So, like, how exactly does this, like, whole thing work exactly to confirm, since I know, like you said, you were setting it up, but, like, I didn't really, like, get the whole understanding.
Yeah, you just see him. He's just kind of like intensely, sort of like, playing on like a 3DS, and then he kind of just notices you and like closes it and just quickly smiles and just like, ah yes, just kicks off the chair and floats down. How this is going to work is that, well, first off, you're going to tell me if there's any, spatial manipulation, teleportation, what have it thing.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, if you need to teleport anything in, you need to tell me right away. But other than that, I mean, we could just do the standard greeting thing, and I can send you right on your way.
I mean, that sounds good to me. I don't have, like, any weird space things.
Alright, good.
I mean, other than the sword, but that's, like, gravity. Does gravity count as space? I know, like... Yeah,
No.
He's just like,
I mean, like... listen, it's nothing we need to worry about. But...
Yeah, I mean, if you say so.
Yeah, just kind of twirls their giant staff in their hands. You said you wanted to train your gravity sword, right?
Yes, Atlas. Yeah, more or less.
Alright. I think I got just the space for that. Just kind of cracks their knuckles. You don't mind a little bit of a challenge, right?
I mean, sounds good to me. Sure.
Alright. There's no need to dilly-dally. Let's just get right into it. And as before, their staff just emits a sort of bubble, and they sort of slam it on the ground as they just shout, "The Inkwell!" As...
Wait, why? Ink, what?
Wait, no. On track. And as, just a bright flash, and all of a sudden, you're here.
Oh, yes, I am. So let me just, let's see. Okay, so, like, Alright,
Yeah.
what's this place feel like?
So, immediately, like, I'd say up to your, like, up to, like, in the middle of your shins, you're just submerged in ink. That's just the first big thing. It's just seemingly a giant pool of just this weird, like, just runny ink sort of thing.
I really hope this doesn't stain my socks.
And then also, you see these little guys, just going around minding their own business. They seem to just be like little blob guys.
You know...
And also,
sorry, you go ahead.
Up ahead, there's some stairs.
Huh. I wasn't... you know, he just kind of talks to himself. I'm gonna be honest, I thought this was gonna be like a... Like when Goku was going to Namek and like, or just like...
Well, stop.
Yep, sorry, you go ahead.
Stop right there. Stop right there, Ballast.
Yep.
Before... You can continue your speech, but don't move.
Yeah.
Because there's something very important about this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He just... I mean, considering what he was about to say, you go ahead and say what was happening first.
Alright. Well, first off, another thing you notice, the gravity. It's heavy.
Minus 1.5 times movement at base. So that would be... I'm at 3 movement currently?
Yes, that would be correct.
Okay,
And...
it takes him a fucking second. Okay, there's the enhanced gravity. I was like... Because, like, why does it... He just, like... What does ink have to do with enhanced gravity? What? I mean, fair enough, I guess. I'll just mark that
now,
with this.
I will say, because you're Donovan, if this is ever, like, too inconvenient for you, you out of anyone can, like, roll to resist. But if you're not trying, 3 movement. Yeah.
Yep.
And I imagine you press forward.
Yeah, no, he just kind of rolls back his shoulder, like, not as bad as what Atlas can make, but, like, you know, it's good enough to at least start with. And he'll take a step forward.
Alright, and here's the second mechanic of the space that you have to keep in mind for this. Ink Ocean. An environmental effect. Every 5 spaces voluntarily moved, or 5 damage taken, will give this target 1 stack of ink. Ink does nothing on its own, but can be manipulated by others.
Huh. Man, this really is gonna get stuck in my socks. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, so I am at 1. Alright, let's see. So is this like a raised platform, or is it like a wall, or what's exactly the situation with these? Like, obviously these are stairs, but like, what are they going up to, from what I can see here, anyways?
It seems to be a sort of like just elevated area. From the thing. And this is a bit disingenuous. These are less so stairs, but more like bumps that like form like sort of stairs. It looks a lot more natural than it does here.
All right.
But you know, acids be acids.
1, 2, 3, 4. Donovan's just gonna pick this one up and put it on his shoulder, if that's fun.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
All right, let's see. I don't know if I can like take you out of here, but like you seem cool. 5.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put this guy in the GM layer.
Yeah.
Inventory.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Donovan's just like internally, like also just because that guy looked a little cool, but also just that way I had a reason to get more of this ink on me, since I figured that probably is gonna do something. You know, because I moved a couple more spaces because of that. So 1, and then let's peer over this rift, as it were.
Yeah. And at this point, you kind of just see. Let me just see how much you're at. Okay. So then you just see sort of let me hide their name first for dramatic effect. You then see, thanks for 20. You then see, there we go.
Sort of. Okay, there you go. Yep.
Yeah. Sort of just massive figure, just sort of, you know, seemingly crisscrossed. Just kind of like, they have a very large muscular structure, heavy emphasis on the upper body, large ram horns, but other than that, they seem to have just very simplistic features.
Hello? Are you like the thing that I have to fight, or?
Sort of, you know, turns around and, stands up, just sort of nods.
Okay, 2.
It just doesn't seem to have a mouth, but like motions, like yeah, we're gonna fight. Like,
all right.
1, 2, 3, just sort of motions to over there.
4, 5. Let me just 4 ink currently. Not that one. Why the fuck did I literally wasn't even hovering over that one. All right, 4. There we go. So like 1, 2, like here.
Just kind of like thinks to itself for a moment and just gives you a thumbs up.
All right, sounds good to me.
Yeah, as it just kind of gets into a fighting stance, and we're gonna go via the 1v1 rules.
Yeah.
So, roll me your initiative.
I see. Fight yourself. I see.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, yo, the ink
Good
behemoth.
Yeah. Yeah. As up, and let's go descending as this figure just sort of, you know, cracks its knuckles. At least the best it can. It seems to be made of like a highly condensed liquid, but does the motion.
All right, I'm
Just
just
gets
gonna
into a fighting
mark
stance.
for. I'm just gonna put in the chat. That way I don't forget how many steps I'm currently at. For the sake of ink ocean. Yep.
Yeah. And now, here are a couple things to keep in mind for this. First off, its talent, liquid form. Despite its muscular frame, the ink behemoth is made of liquid. This means that permanent injuries and any other injury-based afflictions such as bleed or even burn or paralysis will not apply to it. It's also able to stretch around and perform other feats of liquidity, if need be. Due to where it resides, the behemoth is also highly resistant to increased gravity, so... Atlas isn't useless, but, you know, it's good for training.
Yeah.
And it's passive. Constant flow. Despite inhabiting a dimension with increased gravity, the ink behemoth is quite accustomed to moving within the terrain, and can easily get moving if it wants to. The ink behemoth has 2 move actions on its turns. Some of its actions cost a move action, and choosing to spend both move actions on a single ability will increase all of its numerical values by 1.5 times.
Alright.
So there we go. Anyways, the ink behemoth is immediately going to spend a move action. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spend another move action to perform, let's say, pitch fire hose. There we go. Absorbing some of the area around it, the behemoth unleashes a pressurized geyser of ink from itself at a target from up to 4 spaces away, dealing 5 damage and knocking them 4 spaces back.
Alright. Yeah, Donovan. Alright. Like, nice beginning and all that, but like, you're gonna have to do better than that. And he just unsheaths Atlas and is going to effectively block the geyser of liquid with the Atlas using Anahata to just basically parry it and shoot the ink off into a different direction.
I'm going to say 1 knockback.
Yep.
2
Sounds good to me.
damage, and that'll be that.
Uh,
you block most of it, but
Alright.
it did exceed you in that regard.
2 damage. Alright, so does the wave for Ink Ocean, does it count like 2 damage, and so is it specifically only if I take 5 damage? Like, how does it work on the fact that both of them exist simultaneously?
I think it would just stack.
Alright, so I would be at 4 then, is what you would say. Alright.
Yes.
And considering I knocked most of it away, would that mean I take 0 knockback because of Muladhara, or what would you say?
Oh yeah, you have Muladhara, you're good.
Yep.
Yeah, you have that. And anyways, it's going to...
Oh wait, yeah, no, I forgot. I just inherently suffer 6 less knockback. I'm fine.
Yeah, you're fine. You're good.
Yeah.
But anyways, it still has an action left, so it's going to go for Blackest BB. You do have your thing up, so it's still going to protect from this, but you know. Alright.
Let's see.
Roll 1d10. 4. Okay, so I'll say take 2 damage.
Alright, let's see. Or shot off at a maximum to see how much... Alright, so take 2. Alright.
Yes. Yeah, and you don't get any ink because that's only if he rolls good.
I mean, I did take 2 damage, which means I would still get 1 ink from overtech. But, yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I'm currently at 1 tick.
Alright. So, because of this going on, I'd still say the Ink Behemoth's at an advantage in this scenario. So it's going to 1, 2, 3. For the first move action, Wellish Beatdown. Just bam, 8 damage.
Alright, yeah, Donovan. Now that's more like my style. And what he's gonna do is he is going to start with using, because this is the next round, you would say, right? Effectively?
Yes.
Confirm? Alright,
Yes,
that's what I thought.
essentially.
I just wanted to make sure. He's gonna start with using deflection. But depending on the validity, which seems not much, because this is a large force, you know. He instead is going to let me pay the 1 cost for that. This one. Alright, and then so I can still use my main action to like fuck with this as well because of how this works. So I'm gonna basically just like
yeah, exactly.
As its giant fist is coming down, Donovan's just going to basically try and grab it and do a fucking toss over his shoulder, effectively. Basically, because obviously, like, it won't work for a long time, considering it's made of liquid, but just using the initial momentum and inertia to throw it off its course, you know?
Yeah, give me a
And,
roll for that.
and I have advantage, because I assume this well of ink does not weigh more than a steamroller.
Yeah. It's pretty heavy, but I would say no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you just take this massive hunk of just condensed ink and then boom, flip it over. As it, tries and gets itself up, it's going to use its second move action to just not be in the state it's in. So, there you go. And I say because of that, take the lead, my friend.
In which case,
Also deal some damage to it. Did pretty good.
Alright, considering this is a weird plane of ink and all that, and like, normally my stuff isn't gonna work all that well against you, I think I should try and adapt. And Donovan is going to take Atlas, and, well, if you can't bleed, let's see if you can ink. And he's going to use just stick your sword in it, but he's not like actually just like forcing it into... He's obviously cutting through the ink behemoth with this, but he's mostly just trying to coat his Atlas in ink to see if he can, like, enhance his capabilities against this creature using its own element against it,
Okay.
Because I almost never use this ability, so, like,
You got some ink on your sword.
Yep.
We'll see how that goes.
And you would say that I cut it, correct? You cut it. Okay, you cut it, so I wasn't sure. Alright, in that case, yeah. Obviously it's resistant to this, but I will use the weight of the world on this.
Yeah, that'll deal some extra damage, but it's still maintaining its... I'll give me a roll to see how potent this is.
Alright.
Still gonna be... Yeah. Yeah, okay, so it kind of just... You see it has a very visible effect on it, as it just kind of, boom, just kind of drops to a knee for a moment, but it seems to be just kind of adapting to this, as it's kind of steadying itself.
Alright. Obviously, I don't know if it's trying to, like, negate these in any way, since it's on the defensive stance or not, but if not, then that would be this turn anyways.
Yeah. And... I think in this case, all it would do is to utilize its bonus action, Blob Manifest. Nope.
All right. In which case,
you see it reach out to like the ink on your clothes as it tries to like bend it in some way, but due to you having its sword in it, and then the increased gravity kicks in, nothing comes of that for now.
All right. Cool. In which case, on the next turn, as the initiative is moved forward, Donovan is going to, now that he is in a state in which he is, I'm training specifically to enhance my capability with this, I'm going to use, as my move action, Apprentice of the Vibrating Sword technique. Disregard the roll because I'm using it as a move action. It doesn't need to be rolled for. I'm just doing it so that you can see the effect. Alright, so, this increases its base damage by 2, but also allows me to ignore half of any physical DR, and allows me to ignore 1 anytime taken against me once per 3 rounds, so as long as it would make contact with me. He's basically hoping with the mix of the ink on the blade as well as it now vibrating, he's basically trying to go for, like, turning it into an ink blade, which will just pierce straight through it, effectively, is what he's attempting for.
Yeah.
I'll mark this as for the sake of Vibrating Sword being active. And then with my main action, might as well just keep things simple, because this is an ink world. There's not really a lot of as solid ground as with other places. He's not... Atlas Worldbreaker doesn't make as much sense, so he's just going to go out with a raw, normal attack from Atlas. And so let me just bump its damage up to what it would be, and then I'll attack. Oh, that is a natural one.
It's going to use this, moment of you leaving yourself open to use Stygian Slice, its own.
I love just how many creatures have the concept of a Stygian Slice attack.
Is it not the only one?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure Danny has one as well.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's funny because there's so many ink and shadow creatures. It makes sense. It's just funny.
No, it's all cool. I just didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's just. Yeah.
In which case, because it's trying to go in with its own blade, obviously Atlas isn't... Oh, sorry, you go ahead?
Well, what's going on is that basically, like, from beneath you just see, like a thin veil of, like, pressured ink that just kind of slices through your area.
Yeah, and
as...
with being the case, Donovan's obviously attacking with his main... Because Donovan generally doesn't use Atlas with both hands, because it's unlike Hades, who is a bit of a dick that requires both hands to use it properly. Donovan doesn't... Donovan's never been trained to use a sword, so he doesn't really swing it with both hands as you would expect. So he just uses one. So as the fucking ink geyser is being shot into him, he's going to at least attempt to deflect most of it with an Anahata from the other hand.
Yeah.
Alright. Cool.
I'd say, because it's dealing 7 damage, I'll say, take 5.
Alright, okay. In which case, I go up 1 ink stack, or is it 2, because I'm taking 5, and then... Oh wait, no, this isn't one of the things that inherently does ink. Okay, so yeah, just taking 1. Alright, let me just put myself to 1, and then to 6.
Yep.
Alright, so as an aside, considering this is a weird initiative style, how is it going to count for the sake of me reaching my turn for the ticking down? Because it clears out at the start of my turn, which is why, to confirm.
I'd say, is it positive or negative for you to get it cleared?
It is positive, because it means that my damage threshold is cleaned out again, is why I was asking. Just because of the fact of, let's say, obviously, initiative is going to switch to its side now, and because defensive actions happen to an extent simultaneously, that's why I was asking, you know?
I'm going to say, whichever is quicker, 3 of this, or you getting your turn first. So, starting now.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Alright, so I've already taken the damage, and it's applied. I assume that turn order shifts to it first, right?
That would be correct. Yeah.
Alright. So, then, okay, with that being in mind, okay, what were you saying? I just wanted to confirm the turn order situation before we resolve that.
Okay.
Because that helps
So-
me mentally compartmentalize what you were saying.
Yeah. If you go on top of this, if you, like, get back on the advantage, if you're on the offensive next, then it clears out, or if you're just having a bad time, if we go through 3 rounds of this and you're not knocked out, it resets. That's how I'm gonna do it.
It happens at the end of a round anyways, so I would assume basically in that case, while it's at the top of initiative, it just doesn't tick down until the round ends, quote unquote, which makes sense to me. I just wanted to confirm on how it would work out.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
If that's how we're gonna roll it, then yeah.
Yep.
Good.
I just wanted to make sure before we got too far into this.
Yeah. Good to make sure. Anyways, it's just gonna make a little guy. It makes a little guy.
Alright.
These guys can't inherently do any
now
damage.
At 3. Alright.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And basically, like, these guys can't do any damage, but they do have just an inherent desire to help them out. As this one, it just sort of, like, wraps around your legs and just leaves you...
Can my blob try to remove it?
Give me a roll.
Alright, let's see. Come on, little buddy. Donovan is the fucking pet trainer. Of course he gets the crit. How dare you?
It tries to wrap around your legs, but your guy just comes out of your coat, just bam, obliterated.
I fucking love Donovan so much.
Yeah. Yeah. But while you're distracted, it's going to use,
To be fair, that was just the pet going for it. I didn't even do it.
It's going to go for a bestial smash.
Alright. Let's see.
So this will be dealing, I'll say, 5 damage.
Alright.
If you can't prevent it.
Yeah. Let me look at my ability costs to confirm some things. Let's see. Because I would take my 2 upkeep for that before anything else as well. So let's see. Now would I use deflection or would I use? Let me show you how to take a hit. Yeah. So this is just him basically doing a large slap motion, right?
Basically, like just clapping you.
Yeah. All right. In which case, yeah, you're gonna use. Let me show you how to take a hit, and then I'm going to spend the 1 additional to take a follow-up afterwards, or not.
No.
So let's see, that's 5 damage. You said, all right. Taken.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Since that's how that encounter is gonna go.
In which case, round ends, and I am ticked back down to 2 because of upkeep.
It's going to go for...
And I did take 5 damage, let me just go back to this. There we go.
It's going to go for a combination of... It's going to start off with a pitch fire hose, and then... Since you're just staying in place due to Mold Horror, it's just going to, like, as you're, like, stunned from the geyser, it's going to Welsh beat down. So, pitch fire hose... Welsh beat down. There we go.
Right.
So just the first one's more of a stun. You can take 1 damage from that, but then you're going to take the actual 8 from Welsh.
All right. In which case, Donovan is going to just take the 1, but effectively, as it goes in for the giant attack with its fist, Donovan's obviously not going to try and deal damage, but he's just basically trying to go in for a counter. And he's going to go. He's going to use hand-to-hand death bat, basically meeting its fist midair, like almost like a fist bump to somebody untrained watching. In which case, yeah, let's see. Yep.
There we go.
Basically, because obviously, like this, it's rearing back. In which case, Donovan just like rearing forward because he's able to move quicker and has a longer reach. Basically, stopping it before it actually gets too close to him. You know, is what he's going for.
I'll say at this point, negate all but one of the damage because that's the difference between the rolls.
All right, so. Cool. I have 4. There we go. All right.
Yep. I'll say because of just this specific clash, we're back on
neutral, so we would roll.
We're back on neutral, so let's do another roll off.
All right. Cool. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. All right, you're ahead.
All right. Taking the slight bit of momentum he has in advance from managing to basically push it off its game with the punch backwards, effectively. Well, actually, technically, Kakapo, would you say the damage I took was from us hitting each other's fists, or would it be like basically he broke through and actually managed to hit me? To confirm.
It was from the shockwave of hitting each other's fists. You could tell he took some damage.
I take no damage from backlash from attacking with my fists.
All right.
So I would not have taken that. So yeah, no, it's just like the slight edge in factor. Basically, Donovan's going to take that as the opportunity, and what he's going to do is he's then going to, yeah. Let me just check something real quick. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna say he's going to go with using. Yeah, alright. He's gonna move 1, 2, 3. And I haven't been tracking properly because it's a bit of a weird, so I already have a red stat. But I'm just gonna assume that I'm at 5 ink because of that movement.
Yeah. Sounds good.
And then basically, obviously he's not as quick as he usually is, but obviously he's basically going with the slight stun of, oh yeah, he just fucking deflected one of my attacks with his own. That's a bit odd. He's just going to go in for like a diagonal slice down, obviously partially trying to like clip the one arm that he got earlier with it. And let's go with Alice. Let's see. Where are you? There you are.
Oh yeah.
And,
sorry.
Yep. And then, assuming that will work, but it's a matter of technically it has to be cut first. But assuming that will work, I will be using Weight of the World. But it's a question of if it manages to defend first or not. You know.
Yeah. Move action. I'm gonna double move action to since we're going to be ramping things up, Stygian Slice, but with all of that. So 7 times 1.5. All right. Yep. So that's going to deal a lot of damage, but it also is a lot of extra cost. So there we go.
All right. So how is this resolving to each of us to confirm?
I'm going to say, since this is an 11 damage blade against a 12 damage one, it's going to take 6. You're going to take 5.
All right. In which case, again, just like you gotta get some new tricks, as he's just going to again use Anahata with his open hand to just basically the minuscule amount of ink that manages to clash and then surpass his blade is going to be shot off it back into the well around us as opposed to making direct contact.
All right. Reduce it to 4. It's still a 19 versus a 15, but still really good. So.
All right.
Well, no. Actually, scratch that. Reduce it to 2.
All right.
I'll say, because you're close enough.
Yep. All right. And then, considering I actually did cut, I'm going to then again use Atlas to weigh it back down again. Basically, okay. Obviously, it did just cut into me, but now that I've managed to actually get back into tempo, I'm slowing it back down to as slow as I am, you know? Effectively.
Yeah. Give me a roll for gravity.
Damn.
It's managing to just. You've already used that specific trick on it. It's like steadying itself.
All right.
So there we go. You're still in advantage though. So.
All right. Sounds good to me. In which case... But I say that, but it seems like I also need some new tricks. In which case, Donovan is going to... Yeah, Yeah... Alright, he's going to use Atlas weight training as his bonus action. And basically, what he's going to do is he's going to spend... Yeah, he pays the upkeep, which is... Yeah, okay, for every 2 stamina, he gains +1 damage. And so, basically, especially, in addition, he becomes harder and harder to move. His attacks are also specifically hard to counter, -1 for every 3, and disadvantage at 10. So, I am going to spend 10. So I have +5 damage, and it has disadvantage to countering me, as well as, because of the Apprentice of the Vibrating Sword technique, I'm pretty sure I can just ignore one of the any times it does, since I haven't used that, and basically it's just a 3-round recharge for that effect. So, as long as it would make contact with me. What I'm going to do...
And this, for reference, this applies to the main actions it uses a counter, right?
Because it would be trying to counter me, yes. Because it's it's taking a main action at any time speed to an extent, quote unquote, you know? So, in which case, Donovan's going to be like, alright, don't really know how well it's gonna work in this place, but... Atlas! World Breaker!
It works alright.
In which case, it would be doing 22 damage.
It's going to try and counter with I'm going to double up on Pitch Fire Hose.
Alright, it has disadvantage on this, keep in mind, because of the...
-3?
Thing.
So it's a max 11. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it tries, but, like... It's like a thing where it's like, it, like, unleashes a pressurized, like, geyser of ink, but the ink just splits in the air as, like, the slice comes to it.
Mm-hmm.
It just goes in either direction of you.
Yep.
You're unaffected by it. And it takes 25 damage total.
Alright. And obviously, like, difficult terrain doesn't really matter in this place, so I'm not gonna, like, mark it out, because it doesn't... Yeah. In which case, I assume initiative falls to me again.
Indeed.
In which case, I will pay upkeep for both of them to keep that going at its level that it was. In which case, I am going to... Let me double check how weight training works to confirm. Let's see. Alright, so I'm pretty sure when I pay it as upkeep, it's just a free action. Which is, that's nice. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go with using Achilles' heel for the remaining 5. Why not? Just to put myself at the edge, it's always fun. Alright, cool.
Alright, yeah, that happens.
That was my bonus action. So now, my rolls for the rest of the turn have a +5. And so Donovan is going to go and... Alright, so you want to try and throw hands? Let's throw hands. So I'm going to go in with a Death Bat attack on this one.
Alright.
And there's a +5 to this. So that is a 12.
Yeah.
So
you see it, like...
Yep. How... Let me double check first again the passive to confirm. Let's see. Reduce... Yeah, okay, It's the... Anytime countering stuff is only my attacks with Atlas, so it can anytime at normal inter-effectiveness on this action specifically for your sake.
Cool. Well, you're going all into it, so is it. It's not looking good after that, stunt you pulled, so it's gonna just do the following. First off, it's gonna go for a Stygian Slice, and then follow that up with a Blackest BB. Just all at the same time. It's gonna double up on the Stygian Slice, if I haven't already said that, so... Nope. Blackest BB, there we go.
Alright. Yep, let's see the
let me
D10.
roll 1d10.
So 3. And
Yeah.
basically, as it's going with these ink bullets, Donovan is just going to be like, basically as the initial attack is going through and maybe is being slightly put off course by this BB, he's going to just force it to continue. Let's see. By using Streaming Leaf Heart. And that is a 14. I'll spend 4 of that as damage. So this second attack is doing 22.
It's gonna
And
try and defend with.
because Streaming Leaf Art is using my hands, I would like to use Anahata Deflection on the one BB to just throw it out of the way effectively. You know.
Alright, you can do that, but also, just as it's seemingly a last gambit.
Oh wait, no, I'm gonna. I forgot. I used my bonus actions. That's technically a 19. So instead of 22, 27. Yeah, that's how much that second one's doing, and that's a 23 on the Anahata.
Yeah. And as it's going to try just as a final gambit to a Welsh beatdown, what you got? Probably not. As I imagine what goes down is you like strike with your sword. It tries to like strike back, but you manage to overpower it immensely. It only getting some bullets off, and reflecting that with your Anahata, you kind of invite a final sort of a final clash with your fists. It takes its own fist and tries and slams it into you, but with kind of, I imagine with kind of like a grin, you just kind of slam back, and boom, just, it disperses into ink.
Alright, so, now where's the challenge?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah.
Cyprus is like, bro, I try every day so hard. And...
Yeah.
Mm.
But after the fight concludes, let me grab him real quick. Your little buddy comes out and like just sits on your shoulder. So, let me shrink him down to like probably what actual size. He's not that big.
Yeah.
He's like a head tall. Yeah.
Donovan just flicks the ink off his blade and then does the cool anime slow resheath.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, I wasn't meaning that to be any bit of a too, like, super hard, especially since there's some other ones that Donovan can do later, but, you know.
Yeah. Good opening act sort of deal.
Yeah. Let me get the victory thing. So, let me get the rewards. You know, we got stamina, proficiency. No comp unless you want to, like, spend the comp on your buddy, even though I don't know.
Nah. What?
So here's how it's gonna go, because it's gonna be a little bit something.
Yeah.
So it's, I'm gonna say, freehand, 2 stamina, 1 prof, or 3 prof for your legendary blade.
Yeah, I'll take 3 prof for the legendary blade. In which case, I have 11 proficiency cached, so I'll just mark that I have 1 proficiency cached, because I'm going to immediately spend 10 proficiency. Alright, like, I know that he said that this isn't space, but like, I think I've figured something out. And Donovan's just going to unsheath Atlas again, and he's going to point it at the sky. Don't know if this is gonna work in a weird ink dimension, but... Atlas! Meteor shower! Let's see how he rolls on that. That's a 6. It's fine. That's a success.
Hey, so Donovan.
Yeah.
You feel the gravitational force come out. You feel its power emanating. However, there are no meteors in this dimension, so ultimately it doesn't work the way you'd want it to. However,
Yeah.
you're quite certain that this technique would work in the material plane.
Yeah.
So
Damn it.
your little buddy just walks over to you and just kind of gives you a blob equivalent of like applauding, of just like stretching and squashing like an accordion.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Let me add in Meteor Shower to my Roll20 sheet.
Yeah. Now, I do want to ask, is there anything in particular you'd want to go for with Cyprus, or if not, I think Donovan unlocking his new technique and figuring things out and also getting a new buddy is a good place to end things off. Nice, short, and simple, you know?
I agree. He like obviously have some small talk, but there wouldn't be like anything particularly of note, you know?
Yeah, So yeah, I think that's where we're gonna wrap it for today. Just a nice short thing to open up.
In which case, let me just do something real quick. Let me just create invite, copy link. If you enjoyed seeing a very strong man beat the shit out of a non-tangible form, because fuck you, that's how, make sure to join Fine Dining, our Discord server. That way you'll be notified whenever such other events might happen again. And then, if you're watching this live, feel free to be prepared, because later today, Kakapo has another one of these dimensional gauntlets that will be happening with other characters. And I doubt that you would want to miss out on that. But in that case, unless anybody else has anything to say goodbye to chat, everybody. It sounds